There's a Green Bay Packer that is outshining Micah Parsons ahead of the week 1 matchup against the Detroit Lions, just a couple of days away. I can't believe it. Football is already here. I'm super pumped up and excited. That day can't come soon enough. We're going to talk about who that player is in this video, but first, let's talk injuries. Okay, so as we get closer and closer to that Sunday afternoon matchup against the Detroit Lions at Lambeau Field, again, that place is going to be absolutely electric. You can't ask for a better, you can't script a better week 1 game than against the Detroit Lions at Lambeau Field. I'm super psyched. Okay, so let's take a look at the injury report. So as the injury report comes out, you're seeing a reoccurring theme that happens to be surfacing for this Green Bay Packer offense. Okay, so you see Jordan Love, he obviously has that left thumb. He's a full participant in practice. Micah Parsons, he's dealing with that back injury. He was a limited participant. But, well, let's talk wide receivers. Okay, so Jaden Reed's still dealing with that foot injury. He's elected not to have the surgery, which I really wish that he probably, I'm hoping that doesn't come back to bite them later in the season when it truly matters. He was a limited participant. He didn't participate in practice Wednesday. Dontavian Wicks, and it is looking like Jaden Reed is going to be a go, but needless to say, he could do something to that foot and then he could go out, and then all of a sudden we're going to be down Jaden Reed. We're already down Christian Watson, who's landed on the PUP list, and we won't get him back until at least week 5 of this season. But Dontavian Wicks still battling that calf injury. He was a limited participant both Wednesday and today. Savion Williams, limited due to that hamstring injury both days, Wednesday and today. Whether or not either of those guys are going to be ready to go remains to be seen. But when we start talking about a guy that is kind of, outshining Micah Parsons, when we start talking about, just in the news in general, let's talk Matthew Golden for a second. Okay, so Jaden Reed, he caught 64 passes in 2023, which broke a 35-year streak set by, Pro Football Hall of Famer Sterling Sharp, one of my favorite wide receivers of Packer all time, if not my favorite wide receiver of all time for the Green Bay Packers. I loved watching Sterling Sharp and Brett Favre connect. So Sharp had 55 receptions that stood for a crazy long time. Okay, so considering Sterling Sharp and Javon Walker, during that span were the only first round draft picks for the Green Bay Packers during that time, is pretty remarkable that the Green Bay Packers, had such good receivers, there in Green Bay. Now, as prolific as, Sterling Sharp was, some second rounders to notably mention were Devontae Adams, Greg Jennings, Jordy Nelson, Randall Cobb. But those guys, were not first round draft picks, and they took a while to come into their own. However, when we start talking about the Packers breaking a 23-year streak, the last time they did that was Javon Walker in 2002. Breaking a 23-year streak, going and drafting Matthew Golden. What better scenery to do that than at Lambeau Field, where we're hosting the draft, for the Green Bay Packers to announce that they're drafting Matthew Golden. And I can't stress enough that I really do think the Green Bay Packers have finally landed that number 1 wide receiver that they've been lacking since Devontae Adams, and he's been gone since 2022. So the Green Bay Packers, I think, have finally gotten there with Matthew Golden. He's looking every bit the part. A big shout out and thanks to DraftKings Sportsbook for sponsoring this video. So I know we all have that player or team that we believe in and are completely hyped about. And with week 1 quickly approaching, literally, we're talking just days away. Take the opportunity to turn that sure bet into cash using DraftKings Sportsbook. New customers bet $5 and get $300 instantly in bonus bets and $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube or YouTube TV. I don't know about you, but I'm going to be taking advantage of this great opportunity. New customers bet $5, get $300 in bonus bets, get $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube or YouTube TV. Signing up using promo code ST Wisconsin. The next great touchdown is coming. You can certainly bet on it. In fact, Xavier McKinney said he is a heck of a player. As far as I can see, and as far as he's covering and all that stuff, he's a heck of a player. Okay. So Jaden Reed had this to say about him. He said he's advanced, talking about Matthew Golden. He's the way that he learns the playbook, just the skill set that he has, he's going to be a dominant player in the league. If he continues to lock in on what he needs to lock in and focus on the playbook and all that kind of stuff, he's going to be very dominant. And, those are some high praises coming from a really good wide receiver, a guy that, again, we started talking about a guy that broke, a streak that was out there for quite some time since Sterling Sharp that Jaden Reed broke with 64 receptions in 2023. So when we start looking at a guy like Matthew Golden, coming out of college into the pros, his prospect coming out, he had a prospect grade of a 6.42, athleticism score of an 87, total score of an 82. But when you start looking at some of those strengths, okay, so meets the moment with big plays in big games. Okay, so that's what he does, and this is going to be a very big game coming up against the Detroit Lions. And all eyes are going to be on this game because this is going to be that tone setter for the NFC North. And his one of his strengths is that he makes big plays in big moments. He's got great speed. He works past corners and vertical routes. Agile feet allows quicker gather and cut route running. Good acceleration and route tempo. Shows ability to sink slow. This dude he's super athletic. He's super good. And I can't say enough about what the Green Bay Packers have in Matthew Golden. I think this guy is going to be kind of stealing the headlines in Green Bay ahead of Micah Parsons, because I think after week one performance against the Detroit Lions, it's not going to be, we will be talking about Micah Parsons. I guarantee that. This was a fantastic signing by Brian Gutekunst, but just as equally a bold of a signing by the Green Bay Packers, by Brian Gutekunst, was them going and drafting Matthew Golden in the first round. And you see the two guys here together, and this is the future. This is the future for the Green Bay Packers. You got Micah Parsons and rookie Matthew Golden there in the photo together, shaking hands. This is the future of the Green Bay Packers, and this is what this year is going to look like. This Green Bay Packer team is absolutely stacked. I'm super pumped up about it. I'm psyched. Leave your comments, and as always, go Pack Go.